Happy Shinx time, and thank you for subscribing for Daily Pokemon Sleep Rotomfoolery. I did decide to stick around at the Old Gold for week 2 of the debut event, and today we're going to review Neroli's notes about Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray. Full disclosure, I don't know how to pronounce these Pokemon's names. I did play a lot of Pokemon games as a kid, but everything after Gen 3 to me is just after Gen 3. So I couldn't tell you where it's from, how to say it, and I think I have some sense of what's popular. Like, Shinx seems like it would be a fan favorite, because every electric Pokemon seems to be. So let's make sure that you leave this video prepared to do your research, equipped with the things that you need to know and plenty that you don't about these Pokemon. Starting with Shinx. The extension and contraction of its muscles generates electricity. Oh yeah, that was my first impression of Shinx. Look at those muscles. But for real, I gotta give Neroli some credit on this one for digging in enough to figure this out. I would have probably checked out the tail first, not the muscles. So good on you for doing some good quality research. Even while it sleeps, it creates electricity each time it rolls over. Wait, hold up. Newsflash, Neroli. Everything creates static electricity when it rolls over in its sleep, right? Am I crazy? On very rare occasions, it can be seen discharging sparks in its sleep. Okay, I literally have this happen to me all the time. I discharge sparks of static electricity in my blankets when I roll over in bed. And to be fair, Pokemon aren't sleeping with blankets, but I've gotta assume if a Pokemon has fur, it's generating some amount of electricity when it rolls over. It doesn't seem that unique to an electric Pokemon, so maybe it's a lot more sparks than you would expect? I guess we'll have to find it and find out. Let's just not try to pass off a common occurrence as science. I would think that this is a very, very common occurrence for Shinx is my only point here. Shinx can evolve into Luxio with 40 candies at level 11. In the Pokemon trading card game, there is a de-evolution spray, which doesn't exist in any of the games, but that could actually be really useful if you wanted a deluxe Shinx. From the desk of Neroli. It's often seen sleeping quite peacefully, perhaps living in small groups gives it a sense of safety. I have yet to encounter a Luxio, but does this mean that I should expect it to be sleeping in a group? So like if I see one, I should see three, right? Otherwise, we're going to need to check your definition of a group. I guess it could mean that if you see one on your screen and it looks like it's sleeping peacefully, then there must be a horde of them nearby. A pack of them? A litter of them? Whatever you call a group. I mean, I guess he just calls it a group. It sometimes releases electricity from its claws while it sleeps, and some researchers analyze its dreams based on the rhythm of these electric pulses. Okay, an electric Pokemon releasing energy, sure. But Neroli, are you trying to say that you're not one of these researchers because some other researchers do it? Or are you unsilently judging them for this behavior? I mean, without measuring the impulses, I could probably look at a Luxio and tell you, like, that thing's having a good dream and that one's having a bad dream. So it better be deeper analysis than that. And dreams are just electrical pulses going off in our brains, but I just don't understand how the rhythm of the electric pulses would tell you something about its dream. Especially because it's not like a Luxio could wake up and tell you if you were right or wrong. Of course, we do know that Pokemon dream because what else would Gengar be eating when it does Dream Eater? But it seems like we would need to have some way to get the dream out of its head in order to really know that that analysis is effective. So like maybe first Gengar eats it, then Gengar tells another Pokemon what it tasted like, and if that's a psychic Pokemon, then maybe that Pokemon psychically tells us, alright, forget it, I'm applying to be one of these researchers, I just gotta know how it works. Luxio evolves into Luxray at level 23 with 80 candies. It's able to see through walls, even if the walls are thick. Oh dang, so Luxray is like looking inside of our yellow tent? And I guess that would make sense of why it's at this power plant, because it could just stay inside and then look at what's going on around the power plant without having to leave. It's not like there's any buildings on any of these other islands. If a Luxray is slumbering deeply, it may have used up a lot of energy seeing through things and is now resting to recover. But I thought Luxray was a snoozing sleep type. Oh my gosh, every Pokemon probably does have each sleep type. It's me. I'm the one who gets snoozing, then somehow Snorlax is channeling these Pokemon to arrive based on how I sleep? So a Pokemon's type doesn't mean that that's how it sleeps. That's just about how it gets attracted to the campsite. Also, Luxray, can you like see through a tree or only through a wall? Like if I just lined up a bunch of doors in a row and said, this is our fence, can Luxray see through that, or does it have to be a wall? And can he see through my lab coat? Because maybe I don't want it to know how many biscuits I'm holding. Shinx and its evolutionary line will bring you Leppa berries at a very fast rate, not as fast as a Pikachu of course, but the electric Pokemon tend to be faster and have a weaker berry, the Leppa. Shinx is an ingredient specialist and shows up when you have snoozing sleep styles in your bed, and its A ingredient is tomatoes, its B ingredient is oil, and its C ingredient is coffee. A mono tomato Shinx line is basically as good as a mono tomato Victory Bell. It just offers a different main skill and a different berry. And as an oil producer, Shinx and Croagunk are evenly matched with the amount of oil they put out, but I roll my eyes at everybody who says that Croagunk is just as good as Luxray, and I'll explain that in a future video. The main skill for Shinx and friends is the pot expansion one, which is formerly called Cooking Power Up S. So enough about Shinx unless one shows up today. We're in session 442. Last night I was totally gonna stay up late doing nothing for a while, but I just kept falling asleep on the couch and I said, I gotta get to bed. At some point, I definitely had a toddler kicking me in the back in the night, so I was not surprised to get dozing sleep this morning. We are pseudo-balanced with a good camp ticket running, so who knows what's gonna show up. Wow, this might be the most Pokemon I've ever seen on the screen at the same time. We've got 2 Ekans and an Arbok, a Drifloon and a Sprigatito. Oh, and poor Drifloon didn't get his picture taken, so that means it's a new sleep style. Ooh, and our first preview of what's off screen, it's Grubbin. Ooh, Drifloon does not like being clicked on. It's crazy that poking these Pokemon and taking their picture with that loud shutter sound doesn't seem to wake any of them up. Floating sleep, get it? Like a balloon? Oh wait, it wasn't getting mad at us for poking it, that's just the sleep style. I mean, I feel like I would call that stretching sleep, come on. Aren't all of its sleep styles floating sleep? Neroli. Alright, well we're guaranteed 1 hungry today, but we've got hungry Ekans and a bracelet. Alright, well, we know Ekans keeps showing up with some bars. Oh yeah, and yesterday we had that all full Grubbin. Okay, wait. I don't want to use my premium biscuit on any of these that are already started, so I guess we'll use it to finish off Drifloon. Hey, my prediction came true. Except it didn't come back hungry. But hey, it's just like we pre-spent that Poke Biscuit. No big deal. Okay, well now we have at least 1 Poke Biscuit for our hungry friend Ekans and 1 Poke Biscuit to finish off this Grubbin. Grubbin, it's so good to see you. You're the one who I'm most excited to see. Don't think that because I fed you second that I'm not excited to see you. Aw man, I should have fed Ekans first so that we could have done the joke later about Ekans. Like, when else am I gonna do an Ekans joke? Not until there's a new area open at least. What the heckins? Answer the question. Okay, this Ekans is stylin'. Look at that like bracelet thing it's got. I mean, a bracelet is something you wear on your arm. It's wearing this around its whole body, its whole midsection. Is it a girdle? Whatever it is, it looks like a piece of jewelry and it looks sick. And yes, I know it's just a rock on the ground, but I really wish he could take it with him because he looks really cool. I hope he's good because then I could give him a nickname and memorialize that forever. I feel like it's pretty rare to get a picture with 4 Pokemon in it. Snorlax, Sprigatito, Arbok, and Drifloon, but the Grubbin candy's what people need. Sorry Arbok, you really tried your best to make a case. Pokemon are a lot smarter than I give them credit for. I mean, I'm the researcher, but they must have gone to Drifloon University. Aw, I feel seen, guys. Well, without trying to offend any of these Pokemon, let's go from who I'm least interested in to most. Hey Ekans, I see you don't have berry finding already. Let me guess, you've got a great personality. Neutral, neutral. Okay, I'm already not loving you. Neutral, neutral, neutral. I have a theory about Pokemon in this game. Hey, he does have a great personality. I feel like when it RNG picks the subskills in nature, that it's drawing from a point pool, and if you get a Pokemon of a higher level, it means that it's going to be worse at the things it should be good at. So let's try to test that. Alright, lower level but with skill trigger M, and in my opinion part of that points pool goes towards the mono ingredients too. Alright, well this Drifloon isn't that special. But have you ever caught a high level and really good Pokemon? Or are the best ones you catch always a lower level? Alright, and this one's level 14, right in the middle. And it's AAX, which is what we want, with great sub-skills. And oh yes! Alright, this guy's gonna get to level 30 and never go anywhere else. We got him. Okay, Snorlax, this doesn't count because it's not cracked. If it was mono coffee, then sure. But this is the exact temporary Grubbin that I need. We're gonna get this guy up to 30, and we'll have to see about subseeding that helping speed to know if it's really worth it or not. But hey, I'll put a silver seed on you, man. This guy, I bet, will be our coffee guy for a long time. But to know for sure, let's do this again sometime. Happy researching.